Welcome to the Website Success Show, the podcast for business owners and entrepreneurs who want to grow without the social media treadmill. I'm Jules White, the founder of the Website Success Hub, and I believe that social media is optional. Here we talk about how to get found on Google, show up in AI search, and turn your website into your hardest working team member, so your business grows without you being glued to your phone. If you're done with the algorithm and ready to build something that lasts, you're in the right place. Hi, welcome back to the Website Success Show. It's Jules here. So I thought I'd give it a go going live in the community and recording my podcast in here. I always used to record my podcast live, and I stopped doing it when I stopped using my Facebook group so much. But now I've got the Success Without Socials community, which is off of social media. Then I thought I'd come and record it live in here. So annoyingly, I'm just popping in because I realised after I'd recorded this whole episode that it wasn't actually recording in the community. So I am really sorry. I'm glad I did record it on my phone as well, because otherwise I would have had nothing to share with you. But I'm sorry, it's not quite up to the usual audio quality of the podcast. I hope it doesn't detract from your enjoyment of it. So if you are not part of the community, please do come and join us. You can find the link on my website and I'll pop it in the show notes. The community is very new. It's not a big noisy community, and it's deliberately designed that way. It's not designed to be something that's just going to keep interrupting your day. I want you to help me decide what you want in there as well. It's called Success Without Socials, and it's all about connecting with like-minded business owners who are also looking to grow their business with less reliance on social media and paid ads. So come and join us in the community, and I'd love to see you there. So today I'm going to talk about whether your business needs SEO. And the honest question really on whether SEO is worth it and whether it's something that you should invest in your business. And this is a conversation I've had more and more as my business has evolved. I'm very much more aware of this now when clients are coming in and when people are booking discovery calls and things like that. I am much more aware of whether SEO is the right thing for them right now. And there's definitely some questions you can ask yourself about your business and your business model in general, and about whether now is the right time or whether it's right for you to do SEO at all. For most businesses, I think SEO can definitely benefit. I think that's definitely the overarching thing, but it's not always the right time for it, and it's not the fastest way to get clients. So I'm just going to dive into that a little bit today and give you my thoughts on this, and you can then make your own decision whether you think SEO is right for you. If you decide it is, then great. I can certainly help you with that and help you with making that a little bit easier, that process of actually getting your SEO working for you, getting your website, bringing you a steady stream of clients into your business. And yeah, we can go from there. So one of the first things to consider when you're thinking about whether SEO is right for your business and whether you need it in your business, I would always ask the question of whether you need a steady stream of clients coming into your business. Do you always need new clients and customers coming into your business? Will you always need that? Will you always need new people? And for most businesses, that is true. For some businesses, it's true to a much greater extent than others. And I think we've all got to keep marketing our business. It's one of those facts of life that regardless of what type of business we've got, we always have to do some kind of marketing, whether that is through relationship building or through active marketing like posting on socials, email marketing. I mean, there are hundreds of ways that we can market our business, but we still have to market our business realistically. We've still got to continue to spread the word about what we do and how we help people and what the benefit is to them from actually working with us. So, in case this is your first episode of the podcast, the first time you've stumbled upon this concept of SEO, let's start off with a little bit about what SEO actually is, what it stands for, and what the big benefit of it is really. So SEO stands for search engine optimization, which fundamentally just means setting up your website so that it shows up in searches on Google, now in AI search as well, so you get recommended by AI searches or in AI searches, and essentially making sure that when people are out there searching for a business like yours or a solution to their problem, then your business is the one that gets shown up in the search results. Now, one of the big benefits of it is that it can keep bringing people into your business even long after you've done the work. So SEO is quite front loaded. So we do lots of work at the beginning and really get everything set up. We start with your core pages, get those set up ready so that the things that you sell are the first things that you're actually showing up for in your business. And we then would think about expanding that to additional content. But it basically means that when people are searching for what you do, that your business continues to show up. Whereas when you're posting, when you're doing things on social media, once you've posted and that post has had its run through the algorithm, whatever that is, whatever today's stats are on that, whether it's hours, minutes, if you're TikTok, days, once you stop posting, then the traffic stops as well. And it's the same with ads as well. So if you're paying for ads to bring people into your business, as soon as you stop paying for those ads, then the traffic stops as well. So I think back to my days in the salon, and I was in charge of the website when I was back in the salon. Had I known about SEO, it could definitely have helped with the times where we needed more clients. Not as a last minute thing, not as okay, we need a client this week. I mean, it could have helped with that, but not in terms of if we were just starting to think about SEO. But it helps to prevent those big peaks and troughs because you've always got new people finding your business or existing clients if they're looking for additional services, if they're looking to solve a problem and your business is the one that shows up, especially if they're already existing clients, and then they suddenly realize that you can help them with this as well as the other thing that you already helped them with, then that's what helps, keeping that steady stream of people finding you. But I think about things like the products in the salon. So with one-to-one service providers, if you get to a point where you're pretty much fully booked, if you've got a very small team, or if you're a solopreneur and it's just you and it's just your diary that you need to fill, then potentially you don't need SEO quite as much, especially if you're already pretty much fully booked. If you get a couple of spaces to take on new clients, probably the fastest way to do that is to tell your existing clients, I've got a space to take on one more client. And do you know anybody who's looking for a new stylist or a new therapist? And then that way you're not getting a massive influx of people coming in. You're not relying on social media as well. I think probably right now the biggest, like what's the word I'm looking for? That immediate sort of thought, that's not the word I was looking for, but that immediate pull is, okay, I need some clients, I'll go and post to social media. And that can take even longer than SEO. If you haven't already built up a social media strategy, if you're not using it well already, we have that feeling of, if I just post, maybe I'll get some new clients. And maybe you would, but realistically, we're dependent on the algorithm, even showing our content up. And then if it does show it up, only a small percentage of our audience actually even see it. And you're interrupting people's scroll. So people aren't out there actually searching for what you do, and then you show up as a solution. You're trying to interrupt the scroll, and it's just exhausting, really. And that's not the best way to immediately bring new clients in. If you just need to fill a few slots in a diary, then definitely word of mouth is the fastest way to do that. But if you always need new people coming in, so if you've got a bigger team where there's going to be a little bit more churn, just purely by the nature of, if 10 people in the salon need to keep their books full, there's always going to be more demand to fill those appointments, really. But with the salon, we could have always been selling more products. And that was the thing that was really scalable in the salon, is if we could have sold more Clarins products, then we could have made more money. We would have made more profit, had more money to reinvest into the business. So if we could have made sure that we were actually showing up when people were searching for not just Clarins, the hair products, the specific brands that we did, the nail brands that we did, all of those kind of things, if we had much more SEO in place for that, that would have massively helped in terms of actually an uptick of new people coming into the business. And then who knows, that would also then feed into the appointment books as well, into the one-to-one slots of people finding out about us because they discover that we sell Clarins, and then they come in for a facial, and then they decide to get their hair cut there or get a blow dry after their facial, and it all feeds into it itself, really. So that is definitely something where if you need people steadily coming into your business, and you always need that steady stream of the right people coming in, then it massively helps. It helps you to predict how busy you're going to be. It helps you to not then have a feast or famine feeling all the time. it helps you to plan, it helps you to grow, it helps you to have more money coming into your business because you're not having these dead slots in your diary or the stock sitting on the shelves for months and you haven't been able to sell it. So it all helps to bring people into your business, really. And also, if you have a business where you always need new clients, so you help people, they get better or they use your service once or twice, and that's a natural end to it. They don't need to keep coming back every 6 weeks for a haircut or whatever. Now, if you make that decision of, yes, SEO sounds like a good thing for my business, the other thing it can help you with, as you're doing the work on your SEO, it can make your business in general stronger and better. Regardless of whether you're doing SEO as well, you still need to be marketing your business in other places. I always say try and have one active form of marketing and one more passive form of marketing. The SEO, once you've done that initial work, becomes a much more passive way of marketing your business because those leads are still coming in, that steady stream of clients are still coming into your business long after you've done the work. And maybe you would just be once a month just looking at your stats, looking at any opportunities to really optimize further and to make the most of, like, if you're getting lots of visitors to your website, how can you make sure more people convert, making sure that you're getting people return customers, and actually all of that kind of stuff, which you would just do over time. Once you've got your initial setup done on your SEO, you move into that maintenance phase of actually, okay, now I just need to keep things ticking along, keep an eye on what Google's doing, keep an eye on what's happening with AI search, and just look for more opportunities to grow further. But your new clients coming into your business doesn't depend on you doing that because you've already set up that passive marketing channel of the SEO doing the work for you, regardless of whether you're out walking the dog, falling asleep, or on the beach. But as you're doing this work on the SEO and getting your website working for your business, it helps you to become clearer on your message, clearer on who your ideal clients are and the problems that you solve for them. One thing I've seen with clients as well is it helps them to become more confident as they're doing this work and actually having to think about what are those real problems that I help people with? What are the ways that I'm actually making people's lives better? And the majority of the clients that I work with are businesses that do help to make people's lives better. So I love that. That's part of the reason that I really, really love my business and the types of clients that I do attract. And I think if you feel like you're really making a change in the world, then it's so powerful to keep you going on the days where it does get hard, because business is hard and working for yourself is hard. It can definitely be hard. So knowing that you're making a difference makes a difference to you as a business owner. But it also helps with all of the other marketing as well. Most businesses still need some kind of active way of marketing. So that might be word of mouth. It might be doing some networking. It might be doing some email marketing. So once you're clearer on your messaging, once you're clearer on the problems that you solve for people, who you're specifically trying to attract, what kind of words those people use as well. And this is one of the big things I see when I work with clients, either one-to-one or in the Website Growth Club, really seeing that often those light bulb moments where we do some work, we look at some of the things that they should be showing up for and then maybe not. We look at some keywords, look at what's actually already happening within their online presence, what things they really should be associated with and they're not. And this is more important than ever with AI search because of the nature of it and because of the fact that AI is looking to recommend experts and to have those real strong trust signals come across. That it helps you to understand why you are an expert, and it helps you to understand that how you can use those words across all different types of channels in your marketing, even if that is coming down to your 1 minute pitch or when you're out networking, how you're introducing yourself. This is something that really helps to strengthen your business. There is work to do with this, and this is part of the reason why SEO feels quite front heavy, because you do have to get clear on this. And it's sometimes this work can be quite hard to do, and it can be a bit triggering really when we have to start gathering our thoughts, getting it somewhere outside of our brain, outside of AI as well, because I think we're now in a point where a lot of business owners are having these regular conversations with AI about their business and about their marketing. And it can often just end up leading to all of these long chats where okay, yeah, there's loads of gold in there, there's loads of stuff in there that's really helpful. But then it's just more noise. Whereas one of the things that Website Growth Club members will do is they will set up an info base. So that is the place where you gather all of that information outside of your brain and outside of your chats with ChatGPT or Claude or whichever AI platform you're using, so that you have it there as a bank of content and a bank of ideas and a bank of words that you can use, whatever kind of marketing you're doing in your business. So it helps you to be more organized with all of that, have more confidence in what you're selling and in your business, and to actually make it work for you as well. Now, one of the fundamental things that I believe is that we should create content that we own first. Back in episode 139, I talked about how to use your own content to grow without social media. I also talked about this in some of the early episodes of the podcast as well. So episode 9, why a content strategy is your first step to website success. And there was another one I'm thinking of. It was back in episode 2, why you don't need to keep feeding the algorithm. You use your existing content potential to show up in search. So creating something that you own, which you own your website, you don't own your social media accounts, you don't own YouTube, you don't own like your Substack, you don't own that, but you do own your website. So it means that you're in full control of your messaging there. That should be the hub of your online content. So everything else always points back to your own domain and your own website. And as you're working on your SEO, your website is becoming clearer. You're building trust for people when they come through to your website. Before they've ever even had contact with you, your website can either build trust or destroy it. You're building a strong presence online, and the place where everything, all of the other messages that are out there about your business, the place that they all come back to, which you then own, you have full control. Just a quick break here. If you're ready to get more from your website without feeling overwhelmed, come and join us in the Website Growth Club. It's my monthly membership where we focus on one simple, actionable SEO or website strategy each month, with step-by-step lessons, live Q&As, and real support to keep you moving forward. You don't need to do it alone, and you can find out more and join us at thewebsitesuccesshub.com/grow. And you're building it in a way that then makes it easier for the bots to actually surface your content. So as you work on your SEO, you'll be working on things like your message clarity. As I've said, you'll be then applying that to your website strategically. So you'll be working on the structure of your website pages, your page titles, page descriptions, the headings on your pages, frequently asked questions that you use on your pages, whether you've got broken links and things on your website pages as well. And these aren't necessarily the things that you would do first, but over time, as you work on your SEO, you would be thinking about that. You'd be thinking about how you can make the most of the images on your website, which can be really strong, particularly for local businesses as well. That can be something that can really help in terms of actually showing up and getting your SEO working for your business. You'll also be thinking about how you can link your content together, how you can look for other links to bring into your content as well. You'll be thinking about things like page speed and whether your website is actually set up in a way that will help you moving forward, not just now as well. So whether it's as things change with the algorithm and as things change with AI search, then your website is already set up with the fundamentals in place, which makes it a lot easier then to keep up with things as things do update and as things do change, and things always change really. But it means that you've got the foundations there in place and your website is fundamentally set up in a way that works. So that then becomes an asset for your business. If you've got a website that's got plenty of traffic coming in, if you then link that to your email list and you grow an email list for your business as well, keep in touch with them, then that becomes a valuable asset to your business. A business that has a way to keep in touch with its clients and regular traffic coming into the business and regular leads coming into the business is a lot more valuable than a business who's always constantly having to market actively and having to drag people kicking and screaming into them really. So yeah, that's definitely a way that you're building an additional asset for your business that not only works for you right now, but also helps to really show that your business is strong and that it's valuable really. So we've talked about why it's a good idea and why you might need SEO. Let's talk about those people who may not need SEO, or it might not be the right time for it right now. So I've mentioned you only need a few extra clients, and you only ever will need a few extra clients. If you get a few gaps in your books, then you are able to fill that by word of mouth. And one thing I would say with that is if you are full with clients and you don't have a waiting list, then that's where potentially you could get some problems. If you lose a few clients at once, if you got any gaps realistically that you can't then fill last minute, you haven't got that wait list ready, then you are a little bit vulnerable. And so that's where potentially having new inquiries come in all the time can be helpful. But realistically, if that's all you need, you just need a few clients, then SEO might not necessarily be the strongest marketing route for you. Now, I definitely work with people who are aware of that. They're aware that actually they do get fully booked and they don't necessarily always need new clients coming in, but they still want to work on their SEO because they still want to show up in the area for what they do. They don't want to be using social media, and they're also thinking about the future. So I think we definitely can worry with word of mouth and with referrals that if that dries up, then what if my business dries up? But I think we have to be a little bit optimistic about that. I think really that if your business relies 100% on referrals, that's okay. And as long as you're still doing the things that get the referrals coming in, so still giving good service, still asking people to refer you, still being conscious of what the pipeline is looking like and what your appointment books are looking like over the next few months, not just next week, then that's okay. It is okay to not have to constantly market your business. But what I would say is if you're in that position and you're still marketing on social media, then what is that actually doing for you? Because I think that's something as well where we have this thing of where we all feel like we've got to use social media. And I talked about this back in episode 104, You've Been Sold a Lie, Smarter Ways to Be Visible Without Social Media. So I think there's definitely this feeling for all businesses, I think really, where we're just told that you have to be on social media. And if you're not on social media, then you're failing in your business. But actually, if you're fully booked and you're pretty much okay with referrals and with keeping your pipeline full in the future, then it's okay. You don't have to use social media. And that's my big message, is that you don't have to use social media. Social media is optional, and don't believe the lie that you have to use it all the time, really. So that's okay. If you don't need clients, if you don't need constant new clients, if you are 100% dependent on referrals and you're okay with that, you feel comfortable with that, you feel comfortable with not getting new inquiries all the time to back it up, then that's fine. That's fine. You might not need SEO, but if you're in that situation and your business is 100% client-based and you're fully booked, and pretty much always are, but you're thinking, okay, I know somewhere down the line I want to be moving to more of a scalable business. I want to be moving to selling more products or a one-to-many type offer, or I want to be doing group programs or offering anything where you need more people coming in, then I would challenge you, even if you don't need that right now, if you're thinking of that for anything within the near or distant future really, then working on your authority, which your SEO helps to build your authority, is something you should be considering in the background as well. And I work with a lot of people who are in this situation. So they've been a one-to-one service provider. They're now moving to the point where they want to scale things and they want to have more online offers. And then it's like, okay, well, where do all these people come from? And actually, if you've built up your SEO around the one-to-one services that you offer, and what you then move on to do with the one-to-many or selling more products is related to that, then actually building up your authority as that service provider is going to be really, really valuable. And the sooner you start doing that, the easier it is then to sell when you get to the point where you've got something scalable to sell, I think, really. I think the other reason I would say that you maybe don't need SEO, another one where a lot of people come in to me thinking they need SEO, but they need more clients right now. So they're either in the early stages of their business, or something has changed, or maybe they've lost some regular clients and they're now in a panic about marketing, and they're thinking, I don't want to be on social media, or they've started trying using social media and it's not really worked and they hate it. And so they hear about SEO and they hear how it can bring you a steady stream of clients into your business, which it absolutely can. But it's not necessarily the fastest way to do that. In fact, it's not. I'm going to take the necessarily out of that. It's not the fastest way to do that. For me, I would always say those relationships are the fastest way to bring you new clients. So forget the social media, forget SEO for now. If you need clients next week, you need to be talking to the people you know about what you do. And ideally, you would have already built some relationships there, so you're not just then trying to sell to people without actually having any pennies in the jar to then take out. You've not built and maintained those relationships with them. But even without that, even if you haven't built those relationships, even just your existing network, so the people who are friends, business acquaintances, people that you see regularly, because with them you will have built up a little bit of trust. They want to help you, they understand you, they know that you're going to be reliable. If they then tell people about what you do, that is probably the fastest way to get new clients right away. But this is often the point, I think, where people do tip into thinking about long term. So if you've suddenly had this panic that you haven't got clients, maybe you then solve it by getting the word out about what you do. But I think it always leaves that nagging doubt in your mind of, well, actually, I don't want to be in this situation a year from now if this happens again, or 3 months from now if this happens again. I don't want to be in this situation repeatedly. And that's where actually starting to think about SEO and getting something working for you in the background, so you don't have such a panic. If you get a couple of clients who leave, or a couple of clients move away, or whatever, a couple of contracts come to an end, then you don't have to worry so much about that feast and famine type situation again, really. But if you are looking for clients this week, then SEO is not going to bring you that. It can work quite quickly though, that being said. And I would say it can definitely work faster than social media, especially if you're a location-based business and you've got a Google business profile and you're not making the most of that, then that's one way you can get very quick wins. The other thing that we're actually now finding as well is that with AI search, it can happen a lot faster. So whereas before we used to have to wait for Google to crawl through our website, re-index it, and we still have this about 3-month lag on this. I had this recently with a client who unfortunately had a bit of a botched website migration, where she suddenly realized 3 months after she'd had a migration, her traffic had literally gone, like flatlined. She'd lost every bit of organic traffic that she had. We did some work. We fixed some of the problems on the new website. We fixed some of the fundamental things. We did a power hour together, and I just advised her, and she went off and did some of these fixes. And then a couple of months after that, we then saw the traffic come back up to where it was, which was it was great. I was really pleased to see that, because she still had moved to another platform, so there was no guarantees that it was going to recover that quickly. But actually just focusing on those most important things first helped her to recover. So that's where there's a lag. On Google and organic search, there is a lag basically, where we wait for Google to crawl through our sites. Whereas with AI search, it can literally be straight away, because it goes out and it crawls through what's happening on the internet right now. And I had this on my own business, where it was a while back, where I did a flash sale on my SEO for Podcast course. And so the sale finished on the Friday, and I was doing a debrief on the Monday with myself. And look, I was running the sales page through ChatGPT and asking it to look at the offer and look at anything I can improve for the next time I run an offer on this. And as far as I knew, I'd been through and changed everything on the page where it mentioned that it was, I did a 50% off flash sale. And I'd changed everything on the page. And then ChatGPT came back and said, oh, well, I can see you've got 50% off. And I was like, well, where are you seeing that on this page? And it had gone out and crawled through and seen it on my Instagram. And it had seen a post I'd done on the Friday on my Instagram that had then showed up related to that offer. So it's that fast that actually, if you make changes and the AI bots crawl through your website in live real time, it can be faster. So I think this is a great thing, because it means that the work that we do, we can see results straight away with it. And that's not, when we're thinking about SEO, we are thinking about the work that you do right now pays dividends in 3, 6, 9, 12 months time and beyond. So if you're thinking that you still want to be in business in 12 months and onwards, then thinking about your SEO right now and starting to get some of those changes in place that not only help with search, but also help with conversions, helps with the clarity. It helps if you do depend on just referrals and people get referred to you and they go through to your website, then actually making sure that you've worked on your SEO and your messaging and the clarity of your website can then help to make those people more likely to actually convert and become clients. So all of that to say, by doing this work, it's not a quick fix, and I definitely don't class SEO as a quick fix, but it can have faster results than social media. It can have faster results than other forms of marketing, and it's continual results that keeping on happening. And that's the goal, is that you then get to a point where you're not having to market your business all the time. So you can then free up time to think about things like how you can grow your business, how you can scale it, how you can maybe take some more time for what you want to do outside of your business. Imagine if you could take social media off of the table so you don't have to do that. Or if you could take that big chunk of marketing that you always have to do, if you could take that away, what would that free up for you in your business or in your life in general? What would that give you back in terms of mental clarity, in terms of peace of mind, in terms of business growth? Then that's the reason why SEO is so important for your business, really. So there's probably one other reason why SEO might not be right for your business right now. And that is if you don't have any time or budget to do anything to do with your SEO. So if you've literally got no time and you don't have any time that you could take from somewhere else, like if you're marketing through social media and it's not working for your business, or you're marketing through social media, but then that also means that you spend quite a lot of time just scrolling because you're on the platform, you're caught in the algorithm, which these algorithms are actually set up to keep us there. And I talked about this back in episode 105, Why Your Brain and Business Deserves a Break from Harmful Social Media, where I talked about how the platforms are built on the same algorithms as gaming apps. So they are designed to keep you there, and they make you feel like crap. They make you feel like crap, so you want to go back on it. And they also are addictive. They're addictive, so they absolutely keep you there. They are rewiring your brain to keep you on the platform. So if you don't have any time for SEO, you don't have any time for your website, thinking a little bit about, okay, how much time am I actually spending on my phone or on my desktop, either on social media or just in general? Like, where are those little snippets of time that are stealing your attention as a business owner? Potentially, if you can claw some time back from that and spend that on the asset that you own and on your website and SEO and actually growing a longer term marketing strategy for your business, then great. If you literally have none of that, so there's no way that you can actually find any time and you don't have any budget, and by budget I would mean a decent budget. If you're going to pay somebody else to do your SEO for you, then you need a really good budget. And I would still challenge you that if you don't have any time, then you're very vulnerable outsourcing when you don't have the time as the business owner, either you or somebody within your business, to be involved in the strategy on this. And I talked about this. I feel like I've talked about all sorts of episodes here with links to different episodes. I talked about this a couple of episodes ago. Episode 142, before you pay someone to do SEO, what to think about before then, really. I think, I personally, and this is why I work this way with clients, I think that you need to understand what you're outsourcing. Whether you're outsourcing it to an agency or outsourcing it to AI, I think is the biggest danger at the moment where we're moving into. There's a real strong argument for understanding the basics before you start outsourcing. So that's another thing where I would sort of challenge around, if you don't have any time and you don't have any budget, and if you have budget but you don't have any time, be really cautious about outsourcing, because SEO does need some time. You need to put the work in, whether you do the implementation yourself or not, or if you've got somebody to handle the getting it onto your website part. The actual strategy about what you want your business to be showing up for, what you want to be known for as a business, as a person, what you should be seen as the expert in, you need to do that part as a business owner. So that's definitely where you might think, actually, can I do SEO? But then also think about, what's the cost of not doing that? So what's the long-term cost of not finding some time and budget to do this, really? So all that to say, I hope this has been helpful. I hope it has giving you some ideas of why SEO might be right for your business or maybe might not. One of the key takeaways I would say is the fact that SEO is building an asset for your own business. And once you get it set up, it keeps working for your business, even while you're not actually out there marketing your business. And that's the big thing. And also that it connects with people when they're searching. So we're not just trying to interrupt people's scroll. We're not just trying to interrupt people's day in their inbox, in their email inbox. People are out there searching for what you do and searching for businesses like yours, searching for a solution to their problem. And if we can position you as that solution, then they're already so much further along that buyer's journey. So I would definitely say, if you're on the fence about this, then SEO is a really strong way to market your business and to help to make your life easier, I think, as a business owner. Marketing can be really hard. And I think it's something, as I said at the start, was something we all need to be doing. So what can we do to make it easier for ourselves, really? So I hope that this has given you some food for thought on whether SEO is right for your business. If you're thinking you would like to grow your business without social media, please come and join my community, Success Without Socials. I'll leave the link to that in the show notes as well, or you can find details on my website, the website successhub.com. Come and join us. It's full of like-minded business owners who are growing their business without social media, because social media is optional. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Thanks so much for listening to the Website Success Show. If today's episode resonated with you, I'd love if you shared it with a business owner who needs to hear that social media isn't the only way. And if you're ready to take the next step, come and join us in Success Without Socials, my community for business owners growing their business their own way. Right now, you can join for free as a founding member and help me shape the community as it grows. You can find the link at thewebsitesuccesshub.com/social. See you next time.